Good morning. This is Bill from out of Europa, Naples, on a very nice, peaceful Naples, Florida morning, and I have this 2012 Camaro LT. In fact, it's a 2LT, continuing on with Chevy and GM's sort of bizarre naming systems. 2LT, I think, could have been improved upon. It sounds like an internal designation of some time. It should be called like the Camaro Valare, or something that makes it a bit more appealing to the general audience. Everything's so hyper technical now. I'm just tired of cars getting named a bunch of letters and numbers, and the MDX, the DUI, the IUD, whatever they want to do. It's just, come back with some names. And that said, I'm going to beat up the name of this Camaro because what the hell is a Camaro? The thing came out, well, the original first generation came out in 1967. It was designed to compete with the Ford Mustang, which of course had come out in 1964 and a half, and invented the whole pony car genre, of which this Camaro is a part. And, Ford had fantastic success with the Mustang. GM was quite jealous of that. Their Corvair, the Corvair was tanking in large part due to Ralph Nader's book, Unsafe at Any Speed. All of a sudden you can sell those things. So they had to come out with a car to compete with the Mustang. And they internally designated it the Panther, which I think is a fine name, but it really didn't fit with Chevrolet's naming style, where everything began with the letter C. So what they came out with was the Camaro, which they said was a French word, of all things, for comrade. And of course, it's not a French word for comrade. In fact, it's not really a word at all. And, it could be derived from a French word for comrade, but otherwise, Camaro doesn't exist in any language anywhere other than on the side of these cars. So anyway, here it is. This is a 2012. It makes it a fifth generation Camaro. This one is very, very well equipped. It's got the RS package, the 2LT, which of course gives you some added little benefits. It's quite a striking car. Without getting into the V8 models, it's about as nice a V6 model as you can get. And here's what's interesting about these V6 models, particularly in 2012, when they bumped the horsepower up to 323. This thing has more at-the-wheel horsepower than a 1967 SS ever dreamed of. It's frankly more of a muscle car than that. But that said, it is a pony car, V6 model, great equipment. One thing I don't like is the way the doors are shaped on these things. Look at that. It looks like two completely different colors, which it's not. It's simply the shading, the way it hits it, because that fender is, it's flaring way, way out like that. And, of course, the light hits it differently. So it's kind of annoying for me as a camera guy. Everyone's going to, oh, my God, look at that. The back end's a different color. Well, no, it isn't. So just stop that. Anyway, you can see that the style of this thing was very, very faithful to the original 1967. It has some styling cues, which are fake, but I like those three little slats in front of the rear wheels. They don't do a damn thing, but they do look good, and they do add to the masculine sort of appeal of the car. Ditto that big V8 cowl-looking hood scoop, which again doesn't suck any air in, but does manage to make the car look a little bit more aggressive. This one's also equipped with 20-inch, I believe they're SS wheels. Absolutely looks great on this thing. These sort of half-closed eyelid front end, again, sort of like the 69s, the big round fog lamps, the RS grille and the badge. Would have been nice if it had the flip-away headlights like the original RSs, but alas, those are a thing of the past. What else do we have? Let's start walking. Look at those crazy-looking mirrors. Also has a big rear spoiler. There's some RS badging. And, of course, those vintage-looking taillights with the chrome surrounds. Also some nice twice pipes and a big diffuser down there. Let's look inside the trunk. Okay, so because of the styling of this thing, it has quite a bizarre trunk access. It's a fairly big trunk. You get plenty of room in there, but you have just this little tiny opening to get to it, so you have to kind of reach in. I think there's also a pass-through to the inside, but you'd have to be plastic, man, to stretch over there and get it. That said, whatever you want, this thing kind of looks unsettlingly like a skull as well. I do love you know, these little guys, these sort of anti-mafia things. So if somebody puts you in the trunk, you're able to pull this guy down. And then as you can see from the display here, leap to freedom. This guy's running off. He's happy. He's free. He's, you know, he may owe some money, but he's on the lam. Anyway, got the original floor mats in there, everything looking nice. And, you know, there it is, the trunk of our Camaro. Have a look under the hood. Okay, again, for a V6, this thing's pretty incredible. 3.6 liters, 323 horsepower. It's mated to a shiftable automatic transmission, 6 forward gears, I believe. And it's just fantastic. Quarter mile in like 14.4, 0 to 60 in the high fives. Man, this thing's a rocket ship for the V6 Camaros of my day. As, you know, everyone's grandfather said, they were slow as hell, and that's the way we liked it. Well, no, it wasn't. Nobody wanted a damn V6 Camaro, but that has changed. Now they get, you know, this thing gets like 29 miles to the gallon on the highway, like 20 in the city, and actually does light up the quarter mile. So you really get to have your cake and eat it, too, with these modern pony cars. See, we have a nice big sunroof up top. I think this thing has remote start. Let's try that. So sometimes, yeah. Oh, we're there, and look at those brakes. Nice big brakes on this thing. Anyway, what do we have here? This one's gone through that recall for the ignition switch. You can see they cut off the original switchblade blades and replaced them with these keys here, which is kind of annoying. I'd kind of like to keep my switchblade key there, but I guess people were hanging all kinds of ridiculous stuff from their keys, you know, dream catchers and you know, little miniature switchblades and whatever else people put on Camaro keychains. And it was stressing the key lock cylinders, causing the car to cut out, and people died or crashed, or children were killed or crushed or whatever. Anyway, bad things happened. So they had to get recalled, and this one has been. So I'm going to lock it. And then let's see, I think I just press and hold that circle thing. Yeah, there it is. So everything comes on nice. You can see the lights have that great little halo thing. Really like that sort of BMW style. I believe there's xenons as well. That classic Camaro badge on the fender. Yeah, pretty cool stuff. All right, so let's hop in. You have to forgive me for being a little wonky this morning. Again, just a couple days without sleep. I don't know why. Thinking about stupid stuff. Mind racing at night. And then I had about 6 cups of coffee this morning. So I'm just running on 5 cylinders here. Anyway, you can see the fit and finish of this car is nice. It's got kind of a modern retro type configuration. Let me shut this thing off again. It's probably noisy. At night, there's a little glow thing in here, sort of ambient lighting, that's pretty damn cool, actually, the way it looks. You also get a nice sort of faux leather stitched armrest. You know, GM really bumped up their game at some point in the not-too-distant past and really, really improved their quality of materials and their fit and finish. And on cars like this, it shows. This is really Toyota quality on the interior of this car. It's got the upgraded stereo system, so you got a little tweeter up here. You got your Boston acoustics mid-range there in the door, and, you know, everything nice and the way it should be. Here in the back, you know, not a lot of room, so Canadians will be very unhappy back there. They're going to cry at you. You know, it's fine for kids. They're not going to be too troubled, but man, otherwise, just rule of thumb is don't sit back there. All right, let's fire this thing up. All right, nice little growl there from the 6. Have to say, it'd be nice to hear some, you know, giant aluminum V8, but, you know, if you need fuel mileage, you can't have it all. Okay, so again, being the 2LT, this has some kind of an upgraded package, and one of that is the heads-up display there, which is kind of funny because it addresses one of the things that's always bothered me about heads-up displays. We're getting some fog now. And that is that they really don't give you much information other than the miles per hour. I suppose if a warning came up, it would come up there. Well, you know, Chevrolet has sort of remedied that, maybe to a fault, because now you can see we get the miles per hour, we get the compass, We get the outside temperature, we get what gear we're in, and much to my surprise on the way down here, it told me what radio station and song I was listening to. So, you know, this technology was originally developed by the military for fighter jets, and I wonder if the guy, you know, who was putting that thing together for you know, F-16s and F-14s and F-18s, if he knew that his technology one day would be used to alert a guy named Jethro in rural Ohio that he was listening to a Kid Rock song. But, you know, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, there I go. I'm not happy either way. Too little information, I'm unhappy. Too much, I'm unhappy. Turns out I'm just a miserable bastard. Here's another thing I'm not a huge fan of, is this sort of retro instrument cluster. I mean, I get what they're doing. You know, this is a Camaro. They're hearkening back to their roots and all that. And they did it okay. They've got the display in the middle, the digital stuff, the red gauges. It's all very 1967. But, you know, I want some clear gauges that I can read properly, that look normal to me, and are not just an exercise in, you know, stylistic indulgence. So anyway, it's fine. You get your 160 mile an hour speedo, your water temp, your fuel, your tack, and then, of course, your driver information stuff in the middle, which I really haven't gone through. Yeah, that's the radio. I don't even know where the hell it is. Menu, is this in here? Yeah, okay, so we can go through oil, life, trip, fuel, blah, 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 all the stuff that you might need to know. Okay, steering wheel, very nice. Leather wrapped, you got grippies at the 10 and 2, nice stitching on it. You've got your cruise control where you want it. You got your Bluetooth stuff over here where you want it. You got a volume control, which I like, because again, upgraded model. You get these great flippity flips for the 6-speed transmission. Over here, your windows, your mirrors, your door locks. Over here, very, very nice sort of in-dash stereo with satellite radio and such. I'll get into that in a sec. Here you've got your OnStar, very, very lovely. You can press that. And also, quite to my surprise, I wasn't expecting it, the rear view mirror pops up with the rear view camera when you're backing up and starts beeping at you. So, again, nice equipment on this car. Also a big power sunroof. Lovely. Okay, so again, very nice laid out instrument cluster, or sorry, dashboard in terms of the materials. I like the leather faux stuff with the plastic, the stitching, all looks very cool. I also like the greenish blue display. You know, satellite radio, it all works well because again, they did it right. You've got volume over here, you've got tuning over here, which is what I want to see. The climate control, it's, you know, it's a little bit, I don't know if it's intuitive. It's, you know, it's kind of weird looking having these two big things coming at you, but I guess, you know, it's a little bit like the afterburners on a jet or something. Yeah, whatever it is, it's fine. You get used to it in a minute. You've got this very 60s style gauge cluster down there. You know, gives you your oil pressure, your voltmeter, oil temp, and what is that one over there? Trans temp. Very, very nice. That actually reminds me of a story about Andrew again, the one of the owners there at Auto Europa. When we went to the track at Homestead, his car had broken down, so he rented a Camaro. Now, any of you guys out there who think you're going to save some money by going to buy a rented Camaro, I really would like you to see the video of Andrew driving that thing at the Homestead racetrack and getting messages here in the center console saying downshift denied over transmission temperature. I think the thing had 400 miles on it at the time. Anyway, you know, pretty damn ignorant thing to do and an incredible amount of fun. So there it is. Nice leather shifter, lovely, nice stitching there. You've got your traction control off there if you want to light up the rear tires. You've got some, you know, plasticky cup holders here, which are great because they're not going to break and they'll hold your coffee. You got a great little auxiliary and USB guy here inside the glove box, or the center console box. Glove box, you got a nice set of books and everything just fine. We're also fogging up this morning, so I'm going to get a little bit of AC going, see if we can clear that up before we go for a drive. There's that heads-up display. Let me see if I can get it to, I'm going to go into the band for a minute. No XM signal. Let me creep forward. You got to see this. Still no signal. There we go, 80s on 8. Okay, so what the hell is going on with our defrost? Let's get that going. drive me nuts. Anyway, look at that. There it is. You've got to see it. Cover Me, Bruce Springsteen, 1984. So really telling you more than you need to know on that heads-up display. All right, well, the hell with the mist. We're going for a drive anyway. Now, visibility out the cockpit of this thing is a little bit limited. If you adjust the seat right, you're fine out the windshield and to an extent out the back. But the thing was not designed with your visibility in mind. So, you know that about the Chevy Camaro. What do we got still with Bruce Springsteen? God, now it's getting hot as hell in here. Let me turn that down again. Off, get off. All right, there we go. Let's try not to crash. This dually's coming at us, but we got plenty of horsepower to get away. Nice little growl there from the 6. I think that's intentional. I think they could have made this much quieter if they wanted to, but they're trying to give you a little bit of driver excitement, and that's fine with me. The steering is actually quite lovely. You've got terrific road feel in it. Feels very BMW-ish. Listen to that. So again, you know, that is all a 69 Camaro could, maybe, you know, without getting into those big 427s and whatnot. But, you know, the thing has plenty of pep, man. It's really quick car. Nice view out the hood with that, you know, cow-looking center V8, you know, style hood thing. And yeah, I don't know. It's a Camaro, you know, and all that goes along with it. I can only complain a little bit about the name being dumb. Oh, it's not. It's in the American lexicon, but comrade, French for comrade, who would have believed that? All right, so anyway, there it is. 2012 Chevrolet Camaro 2LT RS package, 30,000 miles, one owner car, white outside, nice leather inside. The thing's a real sweetheart. If you have an interest, give us a call, 239-649-7300, on the web at mercedesexpert.com. I'm going to go ahead and go into work, and I guess we'll see you with the next one. Take care.